Understanding yourself is the beginning of wisdom. Only by observing oneself without judgment can truth be discovered. You can never understand life if you look at it through the lens of the past. Love begins only when fear disappears. Loneliness is not the absence of other people, but the fear of yourself. True observation is not analysis, but deep silence of the mind. The past is a shade, the present is the only reality. The ability to observe without evaluating is the highest form of intelligence. To understand the immeasurable, the mind must be extraordinarily quiet still. Fear comes into being when you want to be secure. We all want to be famous people, and the moment we want to be something, we are no longer free. Happiness is strange. It comes when you are not seeking it. The more you know yourself, the more clarity there is. Self-knowledge has no end. You don't come to an achievement, you don't come to a conclusion. It is an endless river. Thought is so cunning, so clever, that it distorts everything for its own convenience. Tradition becomes our security, and when the mind is secure, it is in decay. A man who is not afraid is not aggressive. You can only be afraid of what you think you know. Where there is love, there is no effort. You must understand the whole of life, not just one little part of it. Authority in its very nature prevents the full awareness of reality. One is never afraid of the unknown, one is afraid of the known coming to an end. To understand yourself is the beginning of wisdom. It is truth that liberates, not your effort to be free. What is needed, rather than running away or controlling or suppressing or any other resistance, is understanding fear. That means watch it, learn about it, come directly into contact with it. Meditation is to be aware of every thought and feeling, never to say it is right or wrong, but just to watch it and move with it. Happiness is not to be pursued. It comes only when there is no pursuit of pleasure and no fear of pain. The primary cause of disorder in ourselves is the seeking of reality promised by another. As long as you are comparing yourself with another, you will always be in turmoil. A mind that is burdened with knowledge is not a free mind. If you do not know how to observe your own thoughts, you will never understand yourself. To understand a problem, you must observe it without trying to solve it. We carry the past with us. It is the past that gives us a sense of identity. When you know how to look at fear, it ceases to be a problem. A free mind is a mind that sees what is without distortion. There is no end to self-knowledge. Where there is ambition, there is no love. To live in the present is the highest form of intelligence. We always want to be certain, but life is not about certainty. To see clearly, your mind must be completely still. You are the world, and the world is you. The most extraordinary thing in life is to observe without the filter of the past. The mind that is completely quiet is able to see things as they are. The highest form of intelligence is not in thinking, but in awareness. There is no freedom in isolation, only in relationship. The mind that is constantly seeking is incapable of experiencing the present moment. Real change happens when the mind is free from past conditioning. The freedom of the mind is a state of complete awareness. Understanding comes when the mind is quiet, not when it is striving to achieve something. The root of fear is the desire for security. Freedom is not in the future, it is in the now. To love is to be in complete communion without demand, without fear, without comparison. You are not separate from the world, you are the world. True transformation occurs when there is no effort to change. Silence of the mind is the beginning of true understanding. Truth is a pathless land. You cannot approach it by any road, by any religion, by any sect. Where there is fear, there is no love. Intelligence is the ability to perceive the essential, the what is, and to awaken this capacity in oneself and in others is education. If you begin to understand what you are without trying to change it, then what you are undergoes a transformation. The highest form of human intelligence is to observe yourself without judgment. You cannot depend on anybody. There is no guide, no teacher, no authority. There is only you, your relationship with others, and with the world. Only when the mind is very quiet, utterly still, is there a possibility of a revolutionary understanding. To understand oneself is the beginning of wisdom, and to understand oneself there must be awareness, a watching, a looking, without any judgment. If you begin to think for yourself, you will become dangerous to every religion, to every tradition, to every political system. The moment you try to become something, you are no longer free. If you are attached to your experience, you are living in the past. The mind that is always seeking pleasure must inevitably find pain. A problem exists only when there is resistance to what is. Love is not possession, love is not attachment. When the mind is completely silent, not made silent, only then is there a different dimension.